Colonization was worldwide, not just in Africa. Hey everyone! When we think of colonization, most of us probably picture Africa with the famous scramble for Africa and European powers dividing the continent. But colonization wasn't just about Africa, it happened all over the world. Today we're going to explore how colonization affected not only Africa, but Asia, the Americas, and even the Pacific Islands. So let's dive in and uncover this global story. What is colonization? First, let's quickly talk about what colonization actually means. Colonization happens when one country takes control over another territory, often to take its resources, influence its politics, and spread its culture. European countries like Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, and the Netherlands were the main colonizers. But others like Japan also played a role. It wasn't just about owning land. Colonization changed societies, economies, and even people's identities. And while Africa's colonization is well known, many other places experienced this too. Africa's colonization, a quick look. In the late 1800s, European countries rushed to claim parts of Africa during what's called the Scramble for Africa. The Berlin Conference in 1884 basically divided the continent among them. This caused huge changes in Africa. Borders were drawn without regard to ethnic groups, and local systems were replaced by colonial rule. But while Africa's colonization is often studied, it's just one part of a bigger picture. Colonization in Asia. Asia's colonization story goes back even further than Africa's. Let's look at some examples. India was under British rule for almost 200 years. It started with the British East India Company, which controlled trade, but eventually took over the whole country. The British built railways, introduced new laws, and changed India's economy, all while controlling its people. Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch. They controlled the islands mainly to profit from spices and other goods. Meanwhile, France controlled Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, a region called French Indochina. The Philippines were ruled by Spain for more than 300 years, and then the United States took over after the Spanish-American War. Other places like Malaysia and Singapore were British colonies, while Japan colonized Korea and Taiwan in the early 1900s. So Asia experienced long and deep colonization, just like Africa. Colonization in the Americas and Pacific. But it doesn't stop there. The Americas were colonized centuries before Africa or Asia. Spain and Portugal started colonizing in the late 1400s, and later Britain, France, and the Netherlands joined in. Indigenous peoples were displaced, cultures were changed, and new societies were built. The Pacific Islands also saw colonization. European powers in the U.S. took control of islands like Fiji, Hawaii, and Guam, often for strategic reasons. Similarities and differences. Around the world, colonization followed some common patterns, taking resources, controlling governments, spreading culture, and facing resistance from the colonized peoples. But there were also differences. In Asia, many colonies had long histories of organized states, so colonizers often ruled directly. In Africa, borders were often drawn with little regard for ethnic groups, leading to more division. Why this matters today? Understanding colonization as a global story helps us see how it shaped the world we live in today. Borders, languages, governments, and economies. Many have roots in colonial times. The legacies of colonization affect not just Africa, but Asia, the Americas, and beyond. So remember, colonization wasn't just an African experience, it was a global one. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what other topics you want to explore. See you next time.